What's up, guys? Namaste. You're watching the Work for Famous Total War channel, and my name is Blade Master. And this is yet another Total War Rome 2 battle replay. And in this one, I'm going to be fighting Pirrbro, and he's taken Syracuse. Meanwhile, I've taken Galatia, and we are fighting in the map of Athens. And yeah, I think is this going in slow motion? Yeah, it is going in slow motion. So he took Syracuse, so I decided why not give Galatia a try, since Syracuse isn't the most powerful faction in the world, and neither is Galatia, so it should be a very even matchup that way. Now we're moving up our armies, and I've immediately put my guys on into the forest. Let's take a look at my army in the meanwhile. I've brought a total of 4 Galatian raiders. They're the Jav Cav unit, which are incredibly cost effective, or were. Let's see how good they are now. And 2 noble horse, and a couple of light cab as well. Where's the other light cab? Over there. A total of 4 Celtic skirmishers up in front. Behind them I brought only a single Levy Freeman unit, and finally I brought a total of 4 Galatian legionaries, and I have a Galatian nobleman general. Meanwhile, Pirrbro, on the other hand, has taken 3 mercenary Balearic slingers. So very powerful, and will be very deadly against my cavalry if they manage to get a couple of volleys in. He's also brought 1 unit of militia hoplites, 1 mercenary companion, and 1 citizen cav each. And finally, for his swords, he's brought a total of 3 Samnite warriors up in front, and 2 thorax swords on the flanks, and finally a picked hoplite general. Ooh, and I forgot, he's also brought 2 Tarentine cav. So he went pretty cav heavy with Syracuse, and that's not a bad idea. I mean, Syracuse have good options in cav, although the cap to 2 mercenary companions really affects them quite a bit. Now, these Galatian raiders are straight away taking shots at these heavily armored mercenary companions, but they are very close to his army, so I can't be too gung-ho about it. And he's also brought his Balearic slingers on that flank to try and get some shots in. He's advancing with his Balearic slingers as well over here, so I pulled back with my raiding horse, my Galatian raiders, and then I set out my light horse to try and catch them while he's focused on other things. Now I'm going to advance my infantry and my forces in general up in front, and I'm going to want to stay in this area for as little time as possible and try and rush, because his Balearic slingers will get great shots on my Celtic skirmishers, and they would probably be the deciding factor in this game, if not for my Galatian raiders. Now, kiting back, because I see his Tarentine cav and they have heavier armor than these Galatian raiders, so a couple of volleys from these guys will be very deadly to my Galatian raiders, because they have almost 0 armor. Actually, let me just take a look at their armor stats. I think it's like 30? 15. Jesus, that's terrible. Now, these Celtic light horse are going to just charge straight into these militia hoplites. I set them on an attack order to those Balearic slingers, but they got caught. Meanwhile, his companions are about to charge into my Celtic skirmishers, and they do get some of them. But I've got a Galatian nobleman gen who's going to just rip them apart. Now, his citizen cap also took advantage of my Celtic skirms, and he's got a couple of good charges in. 2 of them have already routed, but I still have 2 of them left. Now, this Galatian legionaries, while I was trying to micro them, I forgot to micro these guys, so they're just going to take a head-on charge. But while he's been caught up with my light horse, I managed to get a flank charge in with my spare unit of Galatian legionaries. Now, these noble horse are just going to slaughter these citizen caps, since they caught them in the rear. And now with these, the couple of these gaps, I'm going to try and exploit them with my light horse and just get some charges in on his Balearic slingers. Light horse should be able to just smash through Balearics like the easiest thing in the world. Unfortunately, in this latest patch, they're not the strongest, and Balearics last for a while. These guys have gotten slaughtered because of the initial charge, but the second one, as long as you don't get a complete 100% clean charge on them, they will do okay. So these Galatian noblemen have done really well. They've killed off his companions. And that's to be expected, but now they're going to die to these mercenary Samnites, although they would die very slowly, because Samnites are more like holding tanks, kind of like quasi-hoplites in that regard. So they will last a while, and their armor makes them very strong at a holding role, but in terms of charging and causing mass casualties in a short period of time, they're not very good at that. Now, these Galatian raiders have done really well. They, oh man, I completely forgot to focus them on the mercenary companions. They killed the other mercenary companions just with their javelins. And now I put in some fire arrows and then rear charged his thorax swords, and now they're broken. So you can still use these kind of tactics. It's not like fear is completely nerfed. These types of using flaming javelin and then rear charging are that's like a 1-2 punch that's still very effective. Now I rear charged one of his Sam Knights with my noble horse, and they are very strong, so they will drop, but they'll drop very, very slowly. Meanwhile, my Galatian legionaries have actually done quite well. These guys were attacked in the rear, I believe. Yeah, they were attacked in the rear, and they're still lasting for quite a while. And that's because these guys have formation attacks, so that really plays a big role in patch 15, I believe. Or that's what I've experienced. Now, these Celtic skirmishers are out of ammo, so I'm just going to set them out on a course to attack these thorax swords, just to make sure that they don't, return, because there's a very good chance of units returning and then being a problem to your army. Now these Galatian raiders are going to go in for what's hopefully going to be a final charge. And they're going to smash right into the backs of those Samnite warriors. Meanwhile, let's take a look at how good my Galatian nobleman is doing. 50 kills, not bad, but they are losing and they're dropping quite quickly. Tarantine Cav got a rear charge on my Galatian legionaries, and they're just doing really well because they've been rear charged a bunch of times, and their morale hasn't really dropped all that much. They haven't even wavered for more than a couple of seconds. Now again, it's the same 1-2 punch, coming in with my Galatian raiders and shooting some fire javelins and then getting a rear charge in. Very effective. These guys have already routed, and this could be an incredibly effective strategy because many people complain about units taking too long to rout and stuff like that, and these are the kind of tactics that you could use, which would make it much easier to cause like a chain rout, or as close to a chain rout as possible in this new patch. So let's take a look at the unit stats. Actually all my Galatian raiders did really well. 3 of them got single chevrons by the end of that game, which just it just denotes that they did really well. One of my Galatian noblemen did quite well too, and I think it was a decent idea bringing them. They single-handedly destroyed his companion cav, and they lasted for a while after that. One of my light horse did well, the other one did crap. But that's kind of the gamble that you have to take when you take like light horse. When you bring them, you have to bring only a couple of them, and the only way you should use them is to exploit gaps in between your enemy's lines. As long as they can get a clean charge into enemy skirmishers, that's what they should be used for, and maybe some late game rear charges if that's possible. Noble horse did quite well. One of my noble horse was engaged with his companions, and they didn't do all that great because my Galatian raiders were just showering javelins in that general area, so I guess they got a couple of friendly fire kills. So yeah, 647 kills on his side and 707 losses on my side, so that kind of proves my point. Galatian legionaries did surprisingly very well. They lasted for quite a while, and they also inflicted a bunch of casualties. In terms of his army, his picked hoplites did just about okay. If I would bring a picked hoplite unit, I would I don't know what I would do with it. Actually, I might just keep it in the center and use it put it on phalanx and absorb enemy charges and stuff like that. But I still think maybe a thorax hoplite would be a more cost-effective unit. His Balearic slingers could have done a lot more damage, and luckily for my light horse, I managed to catch them pretty early. Companions didn't do as good as they easily could have, and credit to my Galatian raiders and my Galatian nobleman Jen for killing them off early. Anyways guys, that's the end of this battle. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. Peace.